Welcome to The Explainer. So, what if I told you that the biggest use for AI isn't what you think it is? It's not for writing emails or business reports, but for something way more creative and, well, playful. Today, we are diving deep into a really groundbreaking study that pulls back the curtain on the secret life of AI. And trust me, the findings are probably not what you're expecting.
Yep, you probably think AI is all about boosting productivity, right? About getting work done faster. But a massive new study is showing us a completely different side of the story. The truth is, it's a lot more surprising and honestly, a lot more fun.
And look, this isn't just some guesswork. We are talking about hard data from over 100 trillion AI interactions. That is just an unbelievable amount of information, and it gives us a crystal clear picture of how we, as humans, are really using this incredible technology.
So, what did this absolute mountain of data actually show us? Well, let's start with a really fundamental question. Who is actually building the AI of the future? The answer might surprise you.
First off, you can forget the idea that just a handful of big tech giants have a lock on the entire AI universe. The data shows a powerful new force is shaking things up in a big way, creating a much more dynamic and competitive field than ever before.
Okay, so this chart tells a really powerful story. See those light blue bands there? That's open source AI, and it's holding a super steady 30% of the market. Now, this isn't a fluke. It's a major, durable shift in the AI landscape. It proves that a decentralized, community-driven approach can absolutely go head-to-head with the biggest names in tech.
So, to break it down, you've basically got two main players in the AI game. On one side, you have the big, closed, proprietary systems, think OpenAI and Anthropic. And on the other, you have the open source models, which are all about community, transparency, and endless customization.
And that open source world, it's a total battlefield. Just a year ago, that big blue chunk on the left shows one model was pretty much king. Now, just look at the right. It's a complete free-for-all, this vibrant rainbow of competitors where no single player has anything close to a monopoly. So in this open source world, you just can't stand still. It is a high-speed, high-stakes race where new models can literally go from zero to hero in just a matter of weeks. The name of the game is innovate or die. It's that simple.
Okay, so we know who's building the AI, but what are people actually doing with it? Well, the answer here is even more surprising, and it really points to where the true energy in this space is right now.
And this right here is where things get really, really interesting. Forget work. Look at that massive yellow band that is consistently taking up more than half the chart. The #1 undisputed use for open source AI is creative roleplay. We're talking storytelling, gaming, creating entire fantasy worlds, you name it. So, to put it as simply as possible, open source AI is really about two things: play and code. Pretty much everything else is just a side hustle. So why are people so obsessed with role-playing with AI? Well, it all comes down to one word: freedom. See, open models don't have all the same strict rules as the big corporate systems, and that allows for way more nuanced, unrestricted creativity. You can really let your imagination run wild. But it turns out it's not all fun and games everywhere. When we zoom in on the open source models coming out of China, we see a totally different story. Roleplay is still popular, for sure, but as you can see, coding and other technical tasks are the main event. They form the clear majority. And this focus on technical applications, well, that's actually a clue to the next big shift.
Because this next finding, it's a real game changer. It's not just about what we're using AI for, but how we're using it. We're starting to move beyond just simple conversations and into a whole new era of AI interaction. So forget just asking an AI a question. We are now in the age of something called agentic inference. Think of it like this. A standard AI is kind of like a calculator. You ask it for a fact, it gives you an answer. But an AI agent, that's more like a personal assistant. You give it a task and it actually plans, it uses other apps, and it gets things done for you.
Now, these AI agents have three main superpowers. First up is multi-step reasoning. They can actually think through a problem, not just spit out a pre-programmed answer. Second, they can use digital tools, meaning they can operate other software or browse the web to get a task done. And third, they can handle huge contexts, like understanding an entire programming project all at once.
And this is not some far-off future we're talking about. The data shows it is happening right now. The models you see here, in blue, are the ones optimized for this kind of complex reasoning.
A year ago, they were barely even used. Today, they are handling more than half of all AI traffic. That is an absolutely staggering shift.
And here's the proof right here. We're not just talking to AI anymore, we're giving it detailed, complex instructions. The average length of a prompt has quadrupled in less than 2 years. That tells us we're handing over much more challenging and sophisticated tasks.
And what's behind this incredible growth in complexity? You guessed it, it is all about coding. As this chart clearly shows, it's the developers who are really pushing the limits here, giving AI entire code bases to work with, and asking it to do everything from finding bugs to building brand new software from scratch.
So, this explosion in prompt length really is the key. It's not just more words, it is the ultimate proof that we are moving from using simple AI tools to commanding powerful AI agents.
So, after all that, what does this actually mean for the future of AI? We've seen a more competitive market, some totally unexpected use cases, and a whole new way of interacting with this technology. Let's break it all down.
So here are the 3 big takeaways you need to remember. First, the AI world is now a real 2-horse race between open source and the big tech giants. Second, the killer apps for AI today are all about creativity and code. And third, and this is the big one, AI is no longer just a tool, it is rapidly becoming an agent that takes action.
And that leaves us with a pretty profound question. As AI gets smarter and more capable, we really have to ask ourselves, are we just building better, more sophisticated tools? Or are we actually building our future teammates, a new kind of partner for whatever comes next?